Jules tries to call her mother, Neva Lee, and 911 at the start of Orphan Black Echoes, her second episode. Lucy kidnaps Jules when she attempts to flee because she is adamant that she is involved in the cloning research. When they get at Craig's, we learn that one of the occupants is a resentful former partner of Lucy's who left her for no apparent reason. Craig supports Jules but acknowledges that there's a chance there's some truth to her being a clone. Although Jules won't talk, they find out that she was involved in a vehicle accident that killed her parents and conveniently erased her memories. Because of her grandfather's illness, the Lees have adopted her. Lucy tries to demonstrate to her that they are clones by showing her the scar on their wrists that matches. However, when she looks for the additive imprint on Jules' arm, the small child has none. As Kira is worried and wondering if she done something wrong with Lucy, Cosima sends Felix to check in on her. When uncle and nephew reunite, we find out that Kira's son Lucas is a devoted Quaker and a high school dropout, Felix is a famous artist, and Kira has grown apart from Sarah, the head of a charity. Felix takes her to a club in an attempt to help her unwind. In another scene, Emily, Tom's right hand, and Tom go to a natural refuge owned by Dr. Daros. The doctor, who is working to save some extinct turtles, is quite wealthy and eccentric. He is determined to find Jules no matter the cost, even if it involves killing Lucy, but he leaves out Kira because she is unaware that Jules has been abducted. When she gets home, Jules hides in the toilet while feigning to urinate. Outside, a more collected Lucy apologizes and tries to use their shared memory loss as a point of sympathy. But out of impulse, Jules tears out a pipe, lulls Lucy into a false sense of security, and stabs her before fleeing. When Jack and his daughter Charlie return, they are staying at a fellow soldier named Tina's bunk. She was raised by Charlie when her mother Clara abandoned her while Jack was on tour, and she is well versed in Jack's background. Charlie remains somewhat traumatized, and Jack makes an effort to reassure her. A bleeding, ashamed Lucy interrupts them to say she is unable to go to the hospital. She is restored by Jack, and she gets back together with Charlie. At the club, Kira is anything but at ease as she persistently tries to make contact with Josh. At last, she tells Felix that although she is printing neurons, after they are transplanted, they are unable to communicate. She thinks Coke might boost the signal, but she can't risk losing her funding, so she has to keep it a secret. He effortlessly gets his hands on some after her awful stint to score. In the end, he tries calling Lucas to ask him to check in on Kira, but it doesn't work. After arriving home, Jules finds her stepfather James chilly, thinking she ran away from school. Although she relates the truth to her adopted brother Wes, their attention is diverted by Lucy, the crazy kidnapper. Since Neva was determined to adopt Lucy, there is also some tension between James and Lucy. James challenges Neva when she gets back, saying he isn't cut out to pursue a relationship with Jules, but Neva is adamant about making it work. Jules hears everything. She looks through her pre-crash images, which appear to be great until she discovers that the doll next to her is in perfect condition and appears in a picture of her when she was a kid. Now that Lucy has located an address for Neva, Jack is irritated to discover at Tina's that Lucy is departing once more. He demands an answer or he will permanently withdraw, putting his foot down. She caves and leads him to the now abandoned lab where she was created. He hugs her despite his incredulity after she tells him everything. Felix persuades Kira to tell him what's upsetting her back at Additive. We find out that her project assists transplant recipients. Like Lucy, who may have been a human trial, they do not appear to have openly dabbled in full-body transplantation as of yet. She fears that Lucy is a horrible and self-centered person, and she feels guilty that she might have caused Lucy to be flawed. Her attempt at using cocaine doesn't end well. Neva visits Jules, who appears to be lost. The stepmother tells her that she doesn't need to know about Jules'